Luminosity that according to this bliss, luminosity and non-thought is that for a meditator, as one really observes into correct meditation, then although that one perceives everything in this room as one always perceives, but there's also a clarity or luminosity, a sense of a tremendous insight that one experiences or develops. That clarity, although one is able to perceive everything as it is, that clarity is very much the luminosity according to the bliss, luminosity and non-thought.
Those three that experience that I'm talking about, and this is, actually is a result of the Shine meditation. Those who's doing Shine meditation, the experience, it happens, the experience of that, because sometimes you feel very, very just naturally, no reason that you feel very joyful, and sometimes you feel everything's mind is very clear, just naturally. And then sometimes, that kasa metobegi shit, metobegi nyamyon.
Non-thought awareness.
Ani bana metobegi nyamyon tendest in rang shinge tene shabda tendest yungu yores. This was dishinek tene sarwase at tondatisig yores. Bana rang shinge sam tangba sarwat.
Sometimes you experience the non-thought awareness naturally, effortlessly. So as one experiences different stages, sometimes the bliss, sometimes the clarity, sometimes the non-thought, that all comes from the effect of the hine, shamatha.
Yeah.
You said not to dwell in those states. What is the practical application if you do experience luminosity or some sort of bliss state or something? What is the practical application? Do you then just go back to the breath?
Yes, so what is important is not again grasping or clinging to it, but resting in the equipoise, we call it, in the equanimity state. For example, when you are experiencing the bliss, not grasping or clinging to that bliss, but looking directly into the nature of the bliss.
딱한데스 중고여서나 근데 대답이 대화 샤 된데스 냠뇨연도 근데 디파 매바 찬도 그랬어 배가 도바다 근데 디 배나 무튜니 요나 삼배기 어떤데스 중고여래 디 근데 야고 연구야 말스 가르스는 디코나 냠잠지를 마도 제부 말았어.
What happens in general is that when you experience some bliss during meditation, then immediately as an ordinary being you develop that fear of losing that bliss experience. Or at the same time, you have expectation to have that always. So there is a fear of losing or expectation to have that always. So that is not proper. It is simply an experience. It's not a result. So since it is simply a experience and not result, not clinging to it, just rest in the equality or equipoise, not clinging, not having fear or expectation.
I have a question about balancing Shine meditation with other practices. And I'm doing Nundra practices now, and I try and do that regularly. But often it comes up that I feel that I need to practice more shamatha, and there's a sense that I should stop for a while with nundra. I need more shamatha meditation. And I don't know quite how to balance that, whether I should have some plan to say, well, just follow some schedule, just do that, don't worry what comes up, or I should follow that instinct to maybe just do more Shine meditation.
Why you feel that you must do the Shine? Why?
Because I feel that my mind is too unsettled. I feel my mind is too unsettled.
Chana bana tendres chana Shine tatini bana nyamne ta bana chana ngondo da batangi yuna ngondo de shane Shine kom ko ya tende kaya yo manes bana Shine kom ne ngondo chal chana ya gora bas tene ya khashe bana ta khasegore tene Shine sene de ta khora Shine khora la yan zimba shuna ya go yo manes de yina tene bana nyen tu lam de zo jik da she ya de shiwa cho ji bo se ya de tel cha bo shuna de yo manes benenge ta kana chwa tanggo에 줌센 된다 테레스 되니 kana ben namdo cho tendes chena de kuni chal chena ya goreso dos.
If you are doing the Nunda practice, then I don't see that there's need of leaving Nunda practice and doing shamatha. You could combine them together, doing Nunda and shamatha both together. The whole reason why I asked you the question why you think that way is that, again, if you are attached to the shamatha itself, that is not a proper or correct meditation. That the whole idea or subject of the savaka practice, which is their whole idea or the goal, is one-sided to the experience of the shamatha. So that's why I asked you the question. So it seems if you could combine the Nunda practice and shamatha together, would be more effective.
That's how the instruction was given, actually, was to do some shamatha before and after.
Mm-hmm.
The instruction was given to do shamatha before and after the actual prostrations or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I had this sense that I should be doing more emphasis on the Shine. But maybe it is this, because it feels so good.
Yeah, we should do it together.
Okay, thank you.
You said in the beginning, mindfulness is kind of awareness of distractions, and then later it becomes self-illuminating. Can you explain a little bit more about the mindfulness self-illuminating?
Pena 당부의 값으로 단단 알아서 되다 남아 건돌라 샘데 테네 pena 가서오래 남도 제 테네 다가난 신기 유라 테네 잉되게 요레스 테네 대인도 대값으로 당부 간조 인지 민지 전시지 때네 다 전시 가서오래 샘바데 마잉 바체네 전시지 때네 다 거람 쫄와도 마소나 제네 고고요레스 아니 테네 pena 근데 갈래다 신에데 템보차 tende스랑 슈케 테네 독스ren 용백의 값으로 테네 믹스에게 테네 전시 테네 템바인스 템마고바 코란 셈 코란게 랑 슈케 테네 가서 오래 테네 셈 코란게 테네 베나 랑 통토바 랑릭 랑서세야디 테네 디 연구요레스 테네 믹스에게 쏠왔지나 마고바지.
At the beginning, as a beginner again, because of our very powerful thoughts that is created by the conflicting emotion, at the same time with the distraction that is being distracted to the outer external object or world, that when we say you must practice shamatha, one do need to make an effort to develop the one-pointedness of the shamatha. There's effort is required because of because of thought and because of distraction, particularly the mindfulness. The effort to have mindfulness is very much required at the beginning state because of all those reasons. As with the effort you build your shamatha, stabilize the shamatha in oneself successively, gradually, then there is a natural experience of shamatha that is really free from any effort. During that time, when you are experiencing an effortless state of ability, to rest yourself in the shamatha state, then you see the...
Sem korangi nelu la sha tobe kapsula, teda nyamdula sem korangi, tene nyambar sha shimbala, tene korang kanyina ya, tene nesu, tene hakwa chigi, rangri rangsal chiyong, tash hakwa tobe chiyong.
So when you have stabilized such that develop the ability to rest your mind in that permanent state or natural state of the mind, effortless state, then you experience, due to the effortlessness of such practice, the self-illuminating nature of the mind. That comes only after having stabilized the shamatha, when your practice becomes effortless.
Tene mixege tiseyondu mixege tenshi temogoba. Hakosonga kurang hakotoba jiyodes.
So at that time, then you do not have to depend on the mindfulness, because it has self-awareness developed in the mind.
I was wondering.
Your Eminence, in rereading the Song of Lodrotai a few times, I keep coming upon a phrase that I'd like you, if you would, to say something about. When you intensify devotion in your heart, rock meets bone in insight, and the ultimate lineage blessing is received. Rock meets bone in insight. Could you say what that is?
This is what it is. 루고가나 도침부치슈나 하고서만 도침부치슈나 오늘 루고가 도침부치슈나 루고도 코나 텔라는 신지 차니 아니 베나 차니 딱코나 베나 도다 벤 도더 루바 트스드 데니 텔라 코나 가서 그래 베나 도가 도 슈베이나 디투 파르데그레 마도 코치바나 차 투 말바스 루고가 도 슈베는 신지나 데니 다티 소야디 던다티 송고요레스 데니 도 근데 슈베다 루고 코나 베세다 십시차는 돈 루고요레스 베틴는 신기 데니 소스케 데니 베나 먹으디 양타바지 규르 양타바지 깨토바이나 아니 루고가 도 슈베는 신기 런슈게 데니 라메신나 규르 토바 용고레스 송고요레 아니
When you have a big rock, when you hit a bone, what happens is the rock breaks.
말하다 루고 돌슈세 말다 루고가 도슈네
Wait. When there is a big rock, it's serious, it's true. If you hit a bone on the rock, the rock crushes the bone into pieces. Explaining, referring to
루고 무게 예바체 디가 도슈나 세레 디게 세게 열어
딩이 단절 라디체 말에 도 가지고 것이
말이 추르게 더 가는 거 아야
얼라서 예 when you have rock like that
아야
you hit on a bone so the 말에 첵소 소
맹에게 추게 너가 루고 슈세야 세딩 도 삼지
또 단다 죽은 게 딜랍디
so we having
그래서 대미 간에 그 티슈 차도가로
맹고 루고 도스 유두 디가 도 도스 슈바이나 근데 루고도 코나 런슈게 시는 거 봐. 뺀 도르 세트나 티스요 그래서
hold on when there is bone out on here
because we are having some language problem He's from Kham. And I'm speaking Central dialect, so we are having some.
When there's a bone, if you hit stone or rock on the bone, the rock crushes the bone into pieces. So the meeting of what is the term actually?
Mugul tene, mugul de yantak baji sosuke kentoba yina. Tela tene ranshu ke bena tunju ki chinap, tene jube lame da tunju ki chinap de pyoyondu, tene da bena dodan ruba choba na shinki, tene marikbek mongba de ranshu ki saltoba chi yungure sunguyo tanda.
So when you develop a genuine devotion to the gurus, by the result of your true devotion and the blessing of the guru, that the guru's blessing could cut or destroy your ignorance, like rock breaking the bone. Simple. So stupid. I mean, I was so stupid to have His Eminence say it 3 times.
Not bone breaking stone.
Stone breaking bone.
Yes.
I was wondering if conflicting emotions give rise to thoughts, then what happens once you purify the conflicting emotions? Do thoughts, do they arise, or where do they come from once conflicting emotions are purified?
Tindu kansago. Nyomobati.
Say it again. No. Could you repeat it again?
His Eminence had said that conflicting emotions will give rise to thoughts, and he spoke about subtle and gross thoughts. So I was wondering, once conflicting emotions are purified, do thoughts still arise, or where do they arise from?
Satu, tene tin tanda kansore namdo tinsu, tene yishigi, ta yishigi ngo jurgo yorabas. Tene bena ti indu, tene bena tanda ngaranzo namdo nanshingi bena ta kasore nzimbata chebe namdo mares. Tene ti namdo ti kapsula yishigi ngo jurgo yorabas.
So at that time, the nature of the thought becomes not like the ordinary thought we have now, as that is very subjected to clinging or grasping, but rather then it is the wisdom aspect or jnana aspect. This is how the 5 wisdom is explained. The wisdom of discriminating and mirror-like wisdom, all those wisdom of equanimity, all those wisdom comes out of this.
This one's an Hindu, Tini, Capsula, Benata, Tanda, Namdo Sharwa Namshi, Ben Namdo Korang Sharwa Capsulaya, Namdo Korang Sharja, the Sharji Nis Towers River. In a young, the Tanda Namdo Capsul Namdo, number Topa Sayundu, Namdo Sayundu, till Zimbasche Yorba. The Yishif Sunjuriondu, Tene, Namdo Sharwata, but Namdo Sharwata can't any Shagayorsana, Ben Yishi Charsana, Namdo Sharwata can't any Shagayorsana, some Korandang Mangabal, then Shagayors.
In the essential nature or ultimate nature, when thought arises, that very thought is free from arising and dissolving, that very thought. And also that because of such a mixture of the conflicting, that it has been separated, that free from arising and dissolving of the wisdom from the wisdom, it is separated from wisdom to the ordinary thought or conception.
Sanam de Tamde Segwani, Tomna, Nibe, Janam, Tomje de Kega, Nati, Bala, Chuba, Sebe, Sole, Jowara, Sho, Jambala, Pavu, Chitara, Kundu, Samba, Teyan, Teshin, Teta, Kunji, Jesuda, Gewanda Tomjerato Mo Sanje Kusanje Bechila Chuni Minjura Tembe Chila Kenju Meshe Tembe Chila Chedara Mowa Molan Roba Ishu Duishe Chezu Zomba Don Tasun Gombe Chwa Kunpe Shin Duba Tundan Tserene Dugu Tume Kumara Majuru Chik Jorba Namde Bujan Jemi Tunsu Nyewa Kodra Paye Vashin Chere Sikye Chale Karma Paye Temba Jeje Sho Chokju Shindu Dusum Sanje Je Chende Malu Chube Karma Pa Chura Josu Shesha Chade Ye Tendre Trashe Dene Chungre Je Eishe Lekyo Jave Chende Pa Karma Pa Tembe Limbo Chodra